July favorites. This month is it's my birthday month, and I had a relaxing birthday. My daughter, she turned 3. Her birthday's 3 days before mine, so we have 2 cancers in the house. So tears flow easily. But yeah, she had a great birthday, and then I had a very relaxing chillax birthday, but I did get a few things this month for it. One of them isn't here yet, and I'm sure everyone who is on the waiting list knows. The Star Tarot that is supposed to be coming out today. I think it's coming out today. Yeah. All right. So we'll have that. But I got an amazing, amazing birthday package from a dear friend of mine. I got, let me just show you guys. I'm going to show you the tarot decks. The Mother's Wisdom deck, and this has been, I wasn't able to work with it initially because I also went on a nice, well-needed vacation. But, anyway, so when I got back from that, I was able to play around with this, and it was so sweet. It's got a beautiful, especially like me having a daughter. I mean, obviously, if you're a mom, this is like a neat little deck. But the book is just very beautiful, and it like incorporates all sorts of, I guess, mythology into it. But I'm like, it's so beautiful, and it has like 2 pages for each card, but like really thick book, and yeah, it was it's a really sweet deck, and especially as a mom and with a toddler, has been, it can be trying some days, but there's the backing, and the artwork. I just love the artwork. But yeah, I haven't worked with it enough yet to like say, I can't tell you one way or the other, but I have enjoyed it. The few readings I have done with it have been, I did like the little mommy and me reading, and it was so beautiful because actually the cards, the first time I did a reading with it, the cards that came up, like for me and then the card for my daughter, they were so beautiful. It was like, my mommy card was like, don't get anxious, don't stress, and then, my daughter's card was like, yeah, everything's okay, basically. But beautiful, touching message. The mythology that came with that I've read so far with the cards, it's just very touching, and it's like with the tarot, it's just all of us, like on our path, like the things we experience in our journey. Is not something that no one else has not seen before. Other people have done it, gone through it, and if not someone you already know who can help you, it's a story or a mythology or an archetype that you can rely on to help guide you. There's Kuan Yin. But it's just so beautiful. I mean, like any mom will know, it's stressful. It can get stressful and hectic. And especially like me running a business, or if you are working, it's like, you're being tugged a million different ways, and there's like their guilt, mommy guilt, and it can be a lot sometimes, and it's just like, it's nice to be reminded, it's like, yeah, you're still a good mom, you're still doing it, you're still making it happen. Speaking of like moms that have careers, like Queen Victoria, it's like, you can have both. You can have that amazing, fulfilling career, business, job, and have a fulfilling home life as well with a family. Which was another reason why it's so good that I took a family trip to the beach, because it was very much needed and worth it, and it was so beautiful and just nice just to, relax for a long weekend. So that was one of my birthday presents. And then my other one, I got, thank you so much. I have been loving, I can't get it off the table. Here we go. The Black Lily Tarot, which Aya Rosen is working on another deck too, I believe. I don't know when that's coming out, but this deck, I love it. It's little. It's like, it might even be technically smaller than the Shimone, but beautiful little deck, and it's just very, all sensual, powerful woman, is how I describe it. But I love it. I love the animals. I got confused because it goes like page, knight, princess, queen. There are no kings, and which is fine. I was like, I'm down for that, but it was like it's yeah. Okay, here's a death card. I'll have to flip through it later, but yeah, it's been. Okay, well, I was like, one more. Actually, no, two more. It's so good. It's very sensual, empowering, unapologetic. I was like, that's my words for today, but woman, empowered. So, and this Three of Swords is no joke. So, I've been enjoying that, and I do love how little it is, so it's like easy to take, because I take like a couple decks with me every day anyway. Let's see, and then the other one, and I will do a video on this as well. Back up. Is this big old honkin' deck. Alright, so Elise from Wild Moon Woman was like, oh, by the way, Aura-Soma is going out of print. The Aura-Soma Tarot going out of print, and this is like on my wish list. This is an expensive deck, and I was, kind of like, oh, I'll get it at some point, But then when she'd said it was going out of print, I'm like, oh no, It's like by the time I got around to ordering it, the bottle backs were already sold out, which, I was like, that's fine. Oh, that was my ideal first choice, was to have the bottle backs, but let me say, I got this just in time to take with me to the beach, and I posted pictures on Instagram. I was just doing readings with it while I was on vacation, and this deck, and I'm keeping all the Archangel cards in it, too. There's like 114 cards in this, but obviously colorful, right, because of the Aura-Soma bottles, but it is the Ascended Masters. I was like, I can't even hear. Let me like break it up into two. I'll do a walkthrough with this, but it is a very beautiful, powerful deck, and I don't have a book on it. I need to get a book for this, because I'm not familiar with the Archangels, in great depth at all, and I want to use those cards, because the little bit I have read, because like actually two of the Archangel cards, despite how big this deck is, they keep popping out for me or coming up in readings, and I'm like, okay, I need to learn about these Archangels and what the message is there for me. But nevertheless, beautiful. All the cups are very beachy vibe, beachy. Look at this, and so the major arcana have an outward, the initial first 22 cards is outward, and then the return is the second set of major arcana. So the Hangman return, and you can see those Sri Yantra, and it's definitely, it's a very spiritual deck, very spiritual, and there's so much symbolism. I can get so much from the card, even without, if I'm not familiar, because I'm not familiar with every single bottle, but there's a lot to go on. And also, I recommend, Ethany does, like a soul purpose, Aura-Soma reading, Aura-Soma bottle reading, with these cards, and it's very, I thought it's a very beautiful reading you can have done by Ethany. So, I recommend, obviously I can't go through it all right now, but here's, so the King of Swords, and so you can see the Ascended Master is like at the bottom, so Kuthumi is at the bottom, and the Two of Cups. Oh, sorry, I'm like romantic at heart, but yeah. So even though it's really big, I use the whole deck and shuffle, and it's got really decent decent card stock with it. If there's still some left, I know it's expensive, but it'd be worth if you can make it happen. If it's on your wish list, definitely get it, if it's been calling to you. So, luckily I was able to grab that, and then my other decks I have been using are the Illuminated Tarot, by Carol Hertzer. This is the medium size. I've been loving this deck. It's actually, I had to take it out of my car because I've been keeping it in my car, with me. And then the Morgan Greer, and there's my card for the day, the Lumina Tarot, which I've loved this deck more and more and more. I love using it for others, and it just speaks so well to me, and then the Morgan Greer too. So, and I'm still loving also the Fountain and the Star Child. I have not used those a whole lot this month, but it's just haven't gotten around to it. I've had a lot of new decks come in, but and I still love the Color Gypsy Color Oracle deck. I love it for, just it's great general reading. I don't know where it's at. Oh, I didn't know where it's at. Oh, Sacred Creators Oracle. If you are in business or want to be in business, or you have, it just is so good. It's so good. Any kind of creation that you are doing, the Sacred Creators Oracle by Chris Ann. That one has been going out with me. I try to do almost every single day, at least a 1-card pull, if not more, and then read the book with it, because there's really good journal questions, and it's so good for like the self-care message involved with those. Highly recommend. And what else? So Elise from Wild Mood Woman did an amazing birthday reading for me this month, and it was so good. It was empowering, and it was like super positive and like reinforcing message, but it was just so nice just to even the questions that the specific reading she did. It's just so nice just to see, have a general compass for my year. And honestly, I found I guess it's just for me, but with astrology, if you do a solar return chart, so, it's on your, you do your year by your birthday month, so, mine would be July to July. I find that's better for me for mapping out my year versus, traditional January to December. I'm a summer girl. I don't know. It's just mentally for me. I don't know if you guys feel the same way. I mean, if your birthday is whatever, but it's I notice I do much better. I feel more more positive. I'm just not very motivated after Christmas, and family. And it's January and December and January are usually busy months anyway for me for business, and on top of it, the holidays. So I find doing summer to summer, and then mapping out, kind of for the school year, mapping out my year and what are my goals, what are my 3-month goals. That feels much more motivating to me. So another reason why I'm so glad I got her birthday reading. So it's okay, we're going from where do I want to be next summer in 12 months. So I don't know, just a little mindset tweak I've enjoyed. So and another thing I did, so I had my first degree Rec A, and I'm going to be getting the second one at some point. I have not scheduled it in yet, but I got to go to a Qigong. Well, technically, it's a Chinese medicine locally here, and they do lots of classes, with Tai Chi and Qigong and a few other things, and meditation, and different kinds of Chinese medicine healing practices. And so I got to go one evening 3 weeks ago, because I have become much more sensitive to energies like chi. It's chi itself, and so I was I need to go talk to someone who can give me some answers. And of course, whenever I go see my spiritual healer, who's also my Reiki master, or in this case I went to a Qigong master who does acupuncture and other kinds of medicine. I went there, wanting to get some more definitive answers about what I'm experiencing, and what's coming up for me, and with my hand, energy healing with my hands. And of course it was instead of getting answers, I got so many more questions. And then I kind of freaked out for a second, because it was the person who was leading the class. They had one of their assistants. I was talking to them after the class, and just trying to go more in depth, here, I'm experiencing this. What does that mean? Or what can I do to promote, a better balanced energy healing practice, or within myself as well, better healing for myself. And they were oh, you got to be careful with that if you're really sensitive. We have someone who comes in here who's really sensitive to chi, and she cries all the time. And I'm Okay, okay. And then they're like, yeah, you gotta be careful because if you don't get grounded, all that chi will just get, blocked in your body and in your head, and that's just not good. It's like if you have long-term, like long-term chi effects. And I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Like, how am I supposed to know this? Like, I didn't grow up with a qigong master in my house. Like, I never even knew what qigong was. It's like, whoa, you're like, where do I go next? Like, what would be my next step to, figuring out how to handle this? And it was just like, oh my gosh, it just kind of like, I mean, I was fine, but it was just funny. They're like, oh yeah, you have to learn how to ground yourself. Like, as if it was like common knowledge, as if, like, whoa, not everyone knows this. So, for anyone out there who doesn't know, or if also they gave me a few tips on grounding, because as soon as they said, oh yeah, you have to get grounded with your energy, I'm like, well, what do you mean? And, so they gave me some tips. One of them was a, something like with it, you cover up your ears and then you're hitting like the meridian points to help bring it down. But anyway, if you have something to recommend, I would love to hear it for qigong and controlling the energy and making sure that it's not just building up and causing a block or just having nowhere to go. Like, I understand that you want it to flow better, so I'm like, how do we? I need someone who can help me learn to allow it to flow. So that was a funny instance, but it's like I'm sure other people can agree. Like when you're trying to find more answers with spirituality, or like what your next step is, or what the next thing is for you in that arena, and then it's like, oh, I just have more answers now. Like whoa, there's so much more. I was like, I thought I had like something. I mean, I wasn't going to say like I know everything, but I was like, okay, this is a definitive thing that I do know. And then I go to somebody and they're like, oh, you don't know anything. It's like, look at all this other stuff that you do not know. And I'm like, okay, I'm not stressed. I'm not stressed out. We're good. But anyway, another thing I have done this month, and it has actually been really good, was kinesiology. I was going once a week, and I highly recommend for anyone, if you haven't, go ahead and that one's like the first step into getting high vibe and uncovering layers of ourselves to heal and integrate. I'm super big fan. I couldn't speak highly enough of it. And I was getting to the point where I was like, okay, let's go every week for a set amount of time. And then my body has been fine for the last several times now. So I'm like, okay, we're all good. So, well, I mean, I'm still going to go in like a month or in about a month, I'll go back again and just make sure everything is still fine. But I was going, it was like I had some issues when I first started going back again because I hadn't been in a couple months, and now everything's fine again. So I was like, at least, well, everything's fine in this sense. There's nothing that a kinesiologist can't help me with. Because every time I go, I'm thinking, okay, this is going on in my life. This is going on in my business. I know there's something I need to uncover. They're like, nope, your body's fine. You're like, nothing for you to do right now. It's like, what? What do you mean? So I was like, okay, obviously either I'm over dramatic or everything really is fine. So anyway, that's all I have to share right now. It's been a great month though. Thank you so much for all the love, and I was so happy with my birthday presents, and I was like, having the Aura Soma Tarot has been powerful. So it was like, thank you to a Wild Moon Woman, and I highly recommend get a beautiful birthday reading for yourself too, and even I've done this in the past. I haven't done it yet this year, and I'm thinking about it. But like, if you have an astrologer you go get an astrology solar return reading, so like what are the energies at play for you for the next 12 months. It's a beautiful time. I think it's like a beautiful way to work with your, like, for your birthday, for the solar return on your chart, and like what's going on. And also because there's like lots of big things happening in the fall too, if you are into astrology. Like Jupiter is moving into the next sign, and those are always I like to work with Jupiter, like depending on what house he's in, or if you're lucky and he's in your, in your sign, your sun sign, or your rising sign. That's always a beautiful thing too. So, I think that's it for right now. So I hope you guys had a wonderful July and so much stuff to share. I have a bunch of videos that are going to be coming up on business things, as well as more tarot, love, and spirituality. And I have not had a chance to do any more water divination, and I have not done anything further with Reiki for the time being. So, but I have a lot on my plate. So Anyway, I hope you guys are enjoying your spiritual practices as well, and have a lovely day.